A new Squid Game arena has been leaked, and it's nothing like what we've seen before. If you thought the last games were brutal, this new location changes everything. What if Squid Game isn't just happening in South Korea anymore? What if the people behind the game are taking it global and choosing a location that is as surprising as it is dangerous? Today, we're going to look at some leaked details, insider tips, and the latest theories about where this next Squid Game might be set.
Action!
Trust me, what you're about to hear will blow your mind. This isn't just speculation. Leaked reports, underground whispers, and even satellite images suggest that a new battleground has already been built. And here's the scariest part. Some believe the next Squid Game might already be happening. A former Squid Game insider allegedly claimed that the new location is designed to break people in ways the last game didn't. Does this mean the location itself is now a weapon? Now here's where things get really unsettling. Some believe the next game has already started, and it's happening somewhere we'd never expect.
번째 게임은 달고나 뽑기였어요.
Where is this mysterious new arena? What makes it so different? And most importantly, why is it being kept so secret? In Squid Game Season 1, the location wasn't just a background, it was a weapon. The entire game was set on an isolated island, far away from civilization. There was no way to call for help, no way to escape. The players weren't just trapped in a deadly competition, they were cut off from the world. But why does the location matter so much? Because Squid Game isn't just about the challenges. It's about control, manipulation, and complete psychological breakdown. The game's creators didn't just choose any location. They engineered a space that psychologically broke the players before the games even started. And now, something even bigger is coming. What this means for Season 3. If the first Squid Game relied on isolation, then the next Squid Game location might take things to an even more extreme level. Imagine this. What if the next game isn't on an island at all? What if players aren't trapped by walls, but by something far worse? The very environment itself? If Squid Game is moving to a new kind of arena, it could mean an entirely different experience for the players, and for us. And here's the most chilling thought. What if the location is closer than we think? By now, we know Squid Game is changing. The location isn't just different, it's more dangerous, more extreme, and possibly even more global. But before we continue with the video, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 100 subs by the end of this week, so if you're enjoying this theory and want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out and keeps these deep dives coming. Alright, let's dive back into the mystery. The first clues about the next Squid Game location surfaced months ago. At first, it was nothing more than rumors, whispers on online forums, unverified leaks, and cryptic messages hinting at a major change. But then, the evidence started piling up. Some researchers claim that satellite photos show construction sites in remote locations that match the dimensions of the original Squid Game arena. Some of these sites are in deserts, forests, or even abandoned military bases. A dark web post revealed an encrypted document containing coordinates. When decoded, these didn't point to just one location. They pointed to several, all across the world. An alleged former Squid Game insider went on an anonymous forum, claiming the next game is already being set up in a place no one would expect. They said the new arena would be twice as big, twice as deadly, and will feel more real than ever. But here's the most chilling part. Where exactly is this new arena? Could it be in the middle of a vast desert, a freezing wasteland, or maybe even hidden in a place people walk past every day? We'll break down the 3 most likely locations where the next Squid Game could take place, and why each one would change the game forever. Now that we know Squid Game is expanding, the biggest question is, where will the next deadly tournament take place? The first season took place on a remote island, ensuring total isolation. But with leaked images, insider claims, and strange online clues, it's becoming clear that the new Squid Game arena is unlike anything we've seen before. The biggest theory? The new location is more dangerous, not just because of the games, but because the environment itself might be a part of the challenge. Let's break down the 3 most chilling possibilities. The first theory. Imagine a Squid Game set in a vast, empty desert where the players aren't just battling each other, but the elements themselves. Scorching heat would wear players down before the games even start. Dehydration and exhaustion could make every challenge more brutal. Nowhere to hide. A desert means an open battlefield where every move is exposed. Some speculate the Nevada desert, which has hidden military sites and abandoned buildings. Others believe it could be in Saudi Arabia, where large, empty landscapes provide the perfect setting for a deadly game. Could Squid Game be testing survival skills as much as strategy? If so, this could be the most unforgiving arena yet. The second theory. What if the next Squid Game takes place in extreme cold? Hypothermia could be a silent killer. If you don't move fast enough, you freeze. The environment could force players to find warmth, shelter, or fire just to stay alive. Snowstorms or icy landscapes could hide deadly traps, making every step a risk. Some believe the perfect setting would be Siberia, a place known for its harsh conditions and vast, empty landscapes where no one could hear you scream. If true, this could mean a game where survival depends not just on strategy, but endurance. Third theory. A recent viral video allegedly showed a massive industrial site being retrofitted with strange structures. Could this mean Squid Game is moving into a repurposed prison or factory? A prison-like setting would intensify the feeling of being trapped, making escape seem impossible. A factory could provide deadly machinery, dark corridors, and hidden dangers at every turn. Unlike the first Squid Game, this location might already be built, just waiting for the players to arrive. Some speculate Eastern Europe, where old, abandoned Soviet facilities could serve as the perfect hidden arena. Others believe South America, where forgotten factories in remote areas could be secretly converted into death traps. We've broken down 3 terrifying theories, but which one is the truth? If the leaked image is accurate, the next game might already be in progress. If the whistleblower is telling the truth, the location is something we'd never expect. And if the game is really expanding, then it's possible all of these arenas exist. So far, we've looked at the possible new locations for the next Squid Game. A desert, a frozen wasteland, an abandoned prison. Each one is terrifying in its own way. But now we're going to talk about something even worse. Proof that the new Squid Game location is more dangerous than anything we've seen before. A recent leak has confirmed that the next arena isn't just a new setting, it's a trap. Let's break down the evidence. A few weeks ago, a photo surfaced on a hidden forum. At first, people weren't sure what to make of it. It showed a large open area surrounded by tall walls and industrial structures. But then, someone zoomed in on the details. The structures weren't just random buildings. They looked specially designed for challenges. There were elevated platforms, hidden doors, and strange tunnels leading underground. The walls weren't smooth like in Season 1. They were rough, cracked, and uneven, almost as if the location was designed to look abandoned on purpose. The most shocking part? A section of the image showed a large metal gate, and written above it was something that roughly translates to "No Way Out." If this leak is real, it means this location isn't just a game. It's a prison where escape is impossible. Shortly after the image leaked, an anonymous person claiming to be a former Squid Game staff member came forward with more information. Here's what they said. The new game will break people before the first challenge even starts. The location is part of the test. If you can't handle the environment, you won't survive long enough to play. This suggests that the new setting itself will be a constant challenge. If it's a desert, players will have to deal with dehydration and exhaustion. If it's a frozen wasteland, they'll have to fight just to stay warm. If it's an abandoned factory, there might be hidden dangers everywhere. Falling debris, malfunctioning machinery, and dark spaces where anything could happen. The biggest problem? The game might not even start right away. Instead, players might be forced to survive in this harsh environment before the first round even begins. Everything we're seeing suggests one terrifying possibility. Squid Game is evolving into something much worse. In Season 1, the biggest threats were the games themselves. But in this new arena, just being there might be deadly. No more safe, enclosed spaces. No more controlled environments. No more security measures stopping players from turning on each other. If the next Squid Game is being held in an extreme location, that means the rules have changed. It's no longer just a battle of strategy, it's about endurance. And the scariest part? Some believe this game has already started. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the second major leak, evidence that Squid Game isn't just in one new location. It might be happening in multiple places at once. We've already seen proof that the next Squid Game location will be more brutal than before. But what if it's not just one location? What if Squid Game is expanding worldwide? A second major leak suggests that the game isn't just happening in one secret arena. It might be taking place in multiple locations at the same time. This could mean one terrifying thing. Squid Game is no longer just a hidden event. It's a global operation. Just when people were still trying to process the first leaked image, another document surfaced online. This wasn't just a photo, it was a secret file. The document, allegedly taken from inside the Squid Game organization, contained coordinates for multiple locations spread across different countries, a list of unfinished projects believed to be new arenas under construction, a section titled Testing Grounds, suggesting some sites might have already been used. The most chilling part? Some of the locations were places that already exist, abandoned buildings, closed-off areas, and remote locations that people never question. If this leak is real, it could mean that Squid Game is expanding into multiple hidden arenas all over the world. Not long after this document appeared, something even scarier happened. A person claiming to be a former Squid Game contestant posted a cryptic message online. You think it only happens in Korea? Think again. The game has been running in more places than you realize. If this person is telling the truth, then the Squid Game we saw in Season 1 was just one version. It's possible that other games were happening at the same time, just in different countries. Different locations meant different rules, different games, and different survival challenges. The people running Squid Game aren't just a small group. This could be an international network. If that's the case, then the games have been running for much longer than we thought. Think about it. If the games are running in multiple locations, then more players are being recruited from different parts of the world. More VIPs are betting on the outcomes. More secrecy is required to keep everything hidden. This isn't just a twisted competition anymore. This could be an underground industry. And that raises an even darker question. Who is really behind it? If Squid Game has been running in secret locations across different countries, that means someone, or some organization, is funding it. And if it's growing this fast, how big can it get before it's unstoppable? The second leak proves one terrifying truth. Squid Game is no longer just one deadly event. It's expanding. But now, the question is, where are these hidden arenas? How many have already been built? And worst of all, how many people have already played without anyone knowing? We've uncovered leaked images, secret files, and disturbing rumors that suggest Squid Game is expanding worldwide. But what if it's already happening? What if right now, somewhere in the world, a new Squid Game is taking place, hidden in plain sight? Several terrifying clues suggest that Squid Game might not be a future event. It might already be running. A few weeks ago, a mysterious video appeared online. The clip was only a few seconds long, but it sent the internet into a frenzy. It showed a large, enclosed space, with colored walls similar to the first Squid Game arena. In the background, figures in red suits could be seen walking across the room. The video cut off suddenly, leaving more questions than answers. Was it a hoax? A fan-made video? Or was this real leaked footage from an active Squid Game arena? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. Whoever posted it disappeared shortly after. If this was a warning, it might have been the last thing they ever uploaded. The dark web is known for hosting some of the most disturbing and secretive content online. Recently, hidden forums have been buzzing with discussions about a new underground game. Some users claim to have seen betting pools open on unknown competitions, similar to how the VIPs placed bets in the first Squid Game. Others mention anonymous recruiters searching for players in certain areas of the world. A few even say they've seen live-streamed events that don't make sense, where people play strange, high-stakes games and then disappear. Could these be hidden broadcasts of Squid Game in real time? If people are watching and betting, that means someone is funding this, and it's bigger than we ever imagined. With everything we've uncovered, the evidence is terrifying. People are going missing under strange circumstances. A leaked video showed what looked like a real Squid Game arena. Dark web discussions suggest an underground betting system is in place. Up until now, we've assumed that Squid Game is happening in secret locations, far from the public eye. But what if that's wrong? What if Squid Game is no longer hidden on remote islands or underground facilities? What if instead, it's blending into the real world? This is the most terrifying theory yet. Squid Game might not be far away. it might be closer than we think. If we look at the leaked images, documents, and survivor testimonies, a pattern emerges. Season 1's game was all about isolation. The island location made sure that once you were inside, you weren't getting out. But the new leaks suggest more open spaces, larger play areas, and new survival elements. Things that don't require players to be completely hidden from the world. A former Squid Game insider claimed, "This time, you could walk right past it and never know." If Squid Game is evolving, it makes sense that the location would change too. Instead of being locked away, what if the game was disguised as something normal? If Squid Game is hiding in plain sight, then where could it be? Here are some terrifying possibilities. Imagine an empty mall, long forgotten and boarded up. From the outside, it looks like nothing more than an old building. But inside, a secret game unfolds, hidden from the world. The different sections of the mall could be used for challenges, and the multiple floors could provide perfect areas for traps and eliminations. With so many abandoned malls around the world, this theory is chillingly possible. An empty factory or warehouse would be the perfect place to hide a Squid Game arena. Large spaces mean room for deadly challenges. The abandoned setting would make it easier to keep everything a secret. There's no need for walls. If the location itself is dangerous, no one would ever think to enter. A leaked photo from a supposed game site looked suspiciously like an abandoned factory. Could this mean the game is already running inside one? Some people believe Squid Game has moved underground, literally. Hidden tunnels and bunkers exist all over the world, some dating back decades. These locations could be completely sealed off, making escape impossible. Players wouldn't even know where they were. They'd be trapped, just like in Season 1. This would explain why no one ever finds the arenas. They're buried beneath our feet. Think about this. That abandoned building you drive past every day. Could something be happening inside? That empty warehouse on the edge of town. What if it's not actually empty? The old factory with no signs of life. What if it's being used for something sinister? If Squid Game is no longer in isolated locations, it means the game isn't just growing. It's becoming harder to detect. And if it's harder to detect, that means it could be anywhere. If Squid Game is hiding in plain sight, how do you find it? How many abandoned places are actually secret game sites? How many players have entered a game thinking they were in a normal place, only to realize too late what was happening? And worst of all, what if people have already gone missing in these hidden arenas? We've uncovered terrifying evidence that Squid Game isn't just hidden away anymore. It might be happening in everyday places, disguised as normal buildings, waiting for players to enter. But here's the scariest part. It's not just the location that's changing. The rules of the game have changed too. For those who thought Season 1 was as intense as it gets, think again. A new whistleblower has come forward, claiming that the new Squid Game has been redesigned to push players even further. Here's what they revealed. Survival starts before the first challenge. Players may be forced to survive the location itself before the games even begin. The playing field is much larger. This means less control, more unpredictability, and more room for dangerous encounters. The eliminations are no longer just from the games. The new format may force players to compete outside of the official challenges, making every moment a fight for survival. If true, this means Squid Game isn't just about strategy anymore. It's about who can last the longest, mentally, physically, and emotionally. In Season 1, even though players were trapped inside the game, there were still moments of safety. Between challenges, players had dormitories to sleep in, even though they weren't completely safe. The environment itself was controlled. There were walls, limits, and barriers to prevent absolute chaos. The guards maintained order, ensuring that while the game was brutal, it still had structure. But now, the leaks suggest all of that is gone. Players may be left to sleep in the open, fending for themselves. If the new location is a desert, tundra, or warehouse, then players have no place to hide, no protection from the elements. Instead of strict control, the organizers may be allowing the players to turn on each other more freely. In other words, the new Squid Game won't just test how well you play the games, it will test how well you survive everything. With all these changes, one thing is becoming clear. Squid Game is no longer a structured competition. It's becoming a real-life survival battle. And that means the danger is worse than ever before. If these rumors are true, then no player is ever safe. Every second of the game could be a fight to stay alive. If Squid Game is becoming more brutal, then who's making these changes? Is there a new group in charge of the game? Are the VIPs demanding something even more extreme? And most importantly, how far are they willing to go before the game gets exposed? By now, we know Squid Game is growing fast, spreading to new locations, adopting more brutal rules, and possibly running in multiple countries at the same time. But here's the big question. Who's making this happen? If you enjoyed these theories, let me know your thoughts in the comments.